Hello and welcome back to The Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero.
Wanted to apologize for coming on a little bit late this time around, 30 minutes later, not that bad, but we just had to get some things done. But happy to be back here, man, following the first game that we are going to immediately jump in on. Producer Rudd, hit me with the new slide, please. USA versus Iran. Y'all like that? Huh? Y'all like that? I like that too. Producer Rudd coming in through for us. What a game, man. What a game. The USA, going into it, needed a victory to get into the round of 16. And now that it's all said and done, man, they were able to do it, bro.
They were able to pull it off, man. But this is what I completely expected, man. I knew Iran were going to come out and they're going to play very defensive, only needing the draw, but that they were going to make it tough. And if Iran wanted to go for that goal, I knew they were going to make it really dramatic because that's what Iran do. Remember in 2018 in their last group day where they maybe needed 2 goals and there's penalty shouts, so much drama. We basically got a repeat of that Irani game here against the United States. An incredible game. We saw so many different sides of both Iran and the USA. But at the end of the day, baby, it's USA all day to the round of 16. Let's go. CONCACAF's best, the United States of America. And who better to get that major goal than the one and only Captain America, Christian Pulisic?
Amazing moment, man. Amazing moment. And yeah, this was a statement for the U.S. because I don't know if the U.S. has ever had more Mexican people supporting them this time around. With Mexico being so bad right now, I was like, you know what? I'll support the USA. Why the fuck not? And it delivered, dude. It delivered with that goal coming in right before the end of the half. Pulisic sacrificing his body. Captain America is down, man.
He's down.
He was down.
Yeah.
And some questions came up, honestly, because he got injured, bro. He got hurt. And for a second, bro, he could barely walk. I was like, God damn, man. Well, he got the goal, but at what cost, man?
Literally putting his body on the line for his country. And obviously so necessary and so needed, because how else were the U.S. going to get a goal? And who else to look to than our best player, the best American player to be living right now. But yeah, man, I'm actually looking forward, and we'll get to that just in general. But looking forward, man, I'm really curious to see the extent of this injury, because I don't know what they're going to say. Apparently it's abdominal, but if it's really, really bad, man, this might be it. We might not see Christian Pulisic for the rest of the tournament. So I fingers crossed as to how bad this injury is for Pulisic, but I have no idea. But thank God he was able to just get in that goal. A really nice play down the right-hand side, a perfect deadly cross right in front of that back line, and Pulisic crashing the boards right in front of Bedan Van to get that big goal. And the rest of that, honestly, that entire first half was just the United States going at Iran, man. It's kind of what we saw like against Wales and what we saw at times against England. So how the U.S. approached this game was perfect, in my opinion. The U.S. love to attack. We have offensive tactics in general when it comes to our midfield. And as we've seen in these past games, Weah, Pulisic, and whether it's Sargent or Haji Wright, we love to go forward, and we do it with our own kind of swagger and style, and we really showed out in that first half. Not only that goal, but we had a lot of deadly crosses, man. A lot that maybe just missed, like a Timothy Weah or a Yunus Musa having a nice chance in the box with the ball kind of ricocheting, trying to get it, but we just never caught these. We never caught the balls just the way we wanted to, but we eventually got that goal like in the 38th minute with Christian Pulisic. Thank God, man, because we had so many half chances. I was like, when are we going to get that big chance? When are we really going to go for it and get that clear shot? But we just we didn't until Pulisic came through.
That was an amazing moment. My camera froze. Look at this shit. My camera froze on the dumbest freeze frame. Hey, I'm back. Thank God, dude. Thank God. Jesus Christ. It was on the dumbest fucking freeze, man. It made me look so dumb. For any Spotify listeners, the camera froze, and I was looking lost, man. Lost. Yeah. The chat was memeing me, bro. All right, I'm back. Is it working, guys? It must be working. All right. Awesome. Good Lord. Yeah. To pick up where you left off, I do think the injuries are interesting. Pulisic is a big question mark now, and same with Josh Sargent, man, having his best game in, I think, in a U.S. jersey, bro. I loved how he was interconnecting with all the other offensive players, and his touches on the ball were really good. Yeah. He was really productive, but then he also got a really harsh injury
that one looked brutal too, man. Yeah. They both looked really, really bad.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And so I'm just like, shit. Looking forward for Christian Pulisic and Josh Sargent, man. This actually could be defining as to how we perform in the round of 16, because if we don't have either of them, I do think we don't have direct replacements. I mean, yes, we could start Brendan Aronson, but nobody is Christian Pulisic. Nobody. So missing a guy like that, or even Sargent, I think is going to be a major miss for the United States. Major.
Yeah, but what an achievement, man. Honestly, props to the USA for finding a way to make it through, battling it out, and just kind of representing CONCACAF at the end of the day, being really the truly only team left that could viably get past into the round 16, because Costa Rica still has a chance, but it's looking tough for them facing off against a really good Spanish team. But still, no disrespect, they might do it. Thing is, USA we're looking to them as the team to show out for our confederation. And thank God, dude, because I was saying about the opposite side, like if USA doesn't make it out, what does that say about CONCACAF, man? If not a single team makes it out of the group stage. And ultimately, it's awesome to see because going into the World Cup, they were put in this really, really tough group with 4 strong teams. And on the other side, I want to commend Iran for being a really, really stout team. Going into this match, we were both talking about it, bro. Iran thrives in situations like these. They were actually better off knowing that they had a draw going into the match, that would give them the advantage going into the round of 16 because they play better when they're pinned back, essentially, man. It's what they did in 2018. They did it again in this first half, and for a second there, around like the 30th minute, I was getting worried. I was getting a little worried because it was nothing but half chances for the USA. Still nothing clear. And I was like, bro, if Iran keeps it close for the next 60 minutes, Iran could be in trouble, especially once USA runs out of fuel that they have in that first half. Luckily, that goal came for the USA. You go to halftime, and the second half was a completely different half Iran really trying to impose themselves on this American team and getting very close at times with a lot of long balls being set in, the game getting very physical, and essentially pinning the U.S. in their own half for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah, the second half was really interesting for those exact points. Iran started to completely dominate the game with possession specifically, although I don't think they ever got as dangerous as the U.S. did in that first half, to be completely honest. And so I was like, okay, if the U.S. just stay focused here, we're not letting them score. But my God, dude, those last 10, 15 minutes, the U.S., I don't want to say they caved because they ultimately did not concede a goal. But, man, I think they let Iran get way too close. I really do think so. It was almost desperate defending for the U.S. at times when I don't think it should have been. I know Iran were really crashing our box and really sending in a lot of dangerous crosses, but the United States almost let this one go. I think if this was a better team, for example, like let's say a Senegal, maybe even an Ecuador, if this was a better team offensively who really take their chances, I don't know if the USA hold on to this. I got actually pretty concerned at the desperation that we showed in those last 10 minutes on our defensive end because we looked so comfortable in the first half defending Iran when they did try. Yeah, bro, so I'm just like, where is that? I know Iran's on the ball more, but their skill set hasn't changed. So why? I think our inexperience showed where we're just like, shit, we don't know what to do. All we know is just clear this ball.
Yeah.
Just clear the ball. And it got very hairy at the end, man. It got very hairy. Iran honestly starting to use some dirty tactics, man. Dirty tactics. Ramin Rezai on the right back getting clipped with his ankle, screaming as if he had gotten shot.
Yeah.
You could hear him off the microphone. And then he gets back up.
He dabs him up.
He's like, I'm actually fine. I'm like, dude, he's literally trying to get a red card for the U.S. player. And then the penalty shout.
That's how it goes,
though. This was really dirty,
That's
though.
how it goes, brother.
This was really dirty.
Iran plays this way. This is how it goes. And USA is in CONCACAF where we see these tactics used all across our confederation and our continent. It's how it goes sometimes, man.
Absolutely. But Iran went really dirty with this. And I want to make that very clear because the Taremi penalty shout also completely – Cameron Carter-Vickers puts his pinkies on his shoulder, and Taremi, dives essentially. And that's, it's the dark arts. I'm not saying it's not used in football. I'm just saying Iran essentially reverted to that because they were desperate for a goal. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's what happened.
That's what they did.
That's what they did. Yeah.
That's true. Dude, what about that Taremi chance, though, that came, I think, like around the 70th minute? The ball came into the middle, and he swung it outward. Turner was beat.
Yes.
And it's slightly off. That was their best opportunity when you really think about just like in the flow of the game, man. That opportunity popped up for Taremi, possibly their best player right now, and he misses it.
I thought it was going to be a goal.
Yeah.
When he kicked it, I was like, shit, that's a goal. And when it skied through past the goal, I was like, oh, thank God. Because my heart legit stopped for like a half second because I swear it was a goal. I swear, man. Just the trajectory, the speed it had, and how clear of a shot it was. I was like, God damn it. But luckily, he just missed it from a USA perspective, luckily. Yeah. And, dude, what an ending to the game, though. So much drama, so much passion on either side. But, yes, at the end of the day, the United States gets this dub, and we're through to the round of 16.
Let me read some comments here. Or the big jersey pool. You're right, the one that they had on Musa when he was out. Bro, the quality of jersey that the USA has for that to not tear apart, man, it's incredible. I understand we were holding on the defense, but bro, every hard game, Mexico and USA tend to park the bus. Facts. Musa was gassed. He was, dude. He was. By the 80th minute, he was trotting out there.
Yeah.
The USA needs to be able to finish those chances they get because other teams will not be as merciful.
I agree. I completely agree, man.
Yeah. Producer Rudd is man of the match so far. Hey, appreciate that, Producer Rudd. Thank
yes,
you,
sir.
Producer Rudd. Did we get a super chat earlier? I think I saw that. Let me go. Reynoso mastered the art of laughing while being still. Josh Uchizono, $2 donation. Thank you, man. They will make a movie about this team. USA, baby.
USA. Yeah, I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is the most talented USA squad.
Carlos Prado, USA, baby. Sad for Ecuador. Mexico goes home tomorrow. It's for the best. For a hope of federation. Hate seeing Mexico like this. Hashtag Piojo back. Hey, he said so much. It was so little words, dude. So many different things.
So many different points.
But yes. Ultimately, congrats to the United States of America. Yeah. And honestly, if you're from Iran, I think you leave this tournament a little underwhelmed that you weren't able to make it out. But still, you showed out to be a really tough team, and you were in it until the very last minute, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Loved how Iran played this tournament after an embarrassing loss against England. Their two performances against Wales and today against the United States, so respectful and, in my opinion, improved after their 2018 performance. I thought they were solid in 2018, but these last two performances and here in 2022, Iran played really well. They played really well. And if they had just gotten slightly more lucky, just a little bit, they would have drawn this game. And they would be the ones going through. They were so close. But I think the USA just outdid them in that first half. And I think that's why over the course of the whole 90 minutes, I think the USA did deserve it. So, yeah, really proud of the U.S. And I'm very excited to see how they play in the round of 16, man.
Yeah, dude,
very excited.
Let's project that right now. Let's talk about just what that matchup would look like. USA will now be scheduled to face off against Senegal, the African champions.
Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands. My fault. Yeah, you said it earlier, so it confused me. Yeah, Netherlands in the round of 16 this Saturday, I believe, right? Yeah,
this Saturday. This Saturday.
U.S. almost in Mexico. God damn it. USA against the Netherlands. What a fun matchup this is going to be because, dude, the Netherlands ain't that good. They ain't that good. They haven't at least impressed me the way that I thought they would be. Yeah. I thought they would be dark horse candidates, and they might become that if they find their form in the knockout stages. But from what I've seen in the group stage, man, this team is beatable. Or at the very least, a team like the USA can go up to them and make it a really tight, well-contested match for a full 90 minutes. You throw in now the idea of extra time being added on if the game is tied. This could get really, really feisty. It could get very physical, but I think the USA can match up to them in nearly every single aspect. Yeah. There is just an inch of quality that I think is better with the Netherlands and individuality rather than collectively, but you just never know with these games, man. You never know. And so I think if you're a USA fan, such as yourself or such as any of our viewers in the chat, you got to be feeling pretty good going to this matchup versus how it was projected before when we would do the predictions and we were looking through this World Cup. Before the tournament started, I thought this would be a tough matchup for the USA.
Same.
Yeah. But now it's going to be really interesting, and it's going to make for a hell of a game, dude.
Yeah, I am so excited for this, especially knowing the current state of the Netherlands right now. I think all three of their games in Group A for the Netherlands were underwhelming, even though, yes, they finished top of their group, and they didn't get defeated, right? It was 2 wins and a draw? Yeah. So, 2 wins and drawing against Ecuador. So really solid performance from a result perspective for the Netherlands. But as you said it, man, their performance and the way that they've gone about getting these results, super underwhelming, man. Super underwhelming. And so looking at how the USA have played against, in my opinion, stronger opponents, or at least on the day they've been stronger opponents, I'm really excited because the USA can take it to the Netherlands and beat them. 2 points of concern, though, for the United States. 2 points. One, Christian Pulisic, man. Oh, yeah. If he's not playing, I'm actually scared. And I know we have good replacements. For example, I think Brendan Aronson would be the clear one to start. If Gio Reyna, whatever the hell his situation is, if he's fit, I don't know what the hell's going on with him, but if he is 100% fit, then he could be also a good replacement. But I don't think anyone comes close to the impact that Pulisic actually has. So that actually is a big point for me, man.
I'll take it a step further. If Pulisic doesn't play, they're not winning the match, in my opinion.
Yeah, it might get to that for me. It might get to that. I will be banking on, for example, Aronson just going off. Yeah. That is possible, but it's just a much lower percentage.
Pulisic has been involved in every goal so far in the World Cup, and involved in every dangerous play for the USA. Even in that England match, he hit the post in that game. Like, he has been the difference maker for the USA.
Yes,
and that's who they're going to look at. That's why he's gotten the name Captain America. Because of the role he plays. He's unreplaceable right now. So I
agreed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed
for that.
Man.
It just sucks that happened, That sucks.
I know, man. It sucks so bad. This is literally like Brazil losing Neymar in 2014.
Yeah.
It's the same impact for the United States specifically, man. We need him. He's our driving force. He already laid it out perfectly. He is our driving force offensively. And it might even be a mental thing where if the players know he's not playing, they may be like, shit, who are we going to score now? Like, we need our captain out there.
Dest
our
gonna
offensive
go off,
captain.
Man. Serginho Dest going to go off against his nation.
Hey, yeah, that's true. He grew up with these players. So he's going to go off. He's got something to prove to them. Like, why didn't you call me up when I was a teenager?
I made the right choice, man. I want to see that shit.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And Josh Sargent, too.
Yeah. I think that does suck, but I think Haji Wright played well against England enough. I don't think he's as good as Sargent, in my opinion, with his impact. But, yeah, I think Wright could step up, hopefully. My second point, though, is just our defensive management. Berhalter, I think, got a little scared today and started Cameron Carter-Vickers over Walker Zimmerman. That was interesting to me, man. That was really interesting because Zimmerman has been our number one center back for 3 years. And in our biggest game, he benches him. Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. Zimmerman
was harsh. I feel like was it because of the penalty against the Wales match?
I think so,
It's
man.
Harsh, man.
I think so, and just maybe he's like, shit. If Zimmerman's in the same dire situation, is he gonna make a drastic decision and ultimately cost us the game? Is I think what Berhalter was asking himself. So he's like, I'm gonna play the Euro guy. I'm going Cameron Carter-Vickers. It worked. I think Vickers actually had a solid game, and I don't think really made any mistakes. But I'm just curious, how is that backline going to look against maybe a better offensive opponent? And also, I think one of the comments made, Musa was so gassed. But I think our midfield in general, they tire out quick.
Dude, they do.
Because they give 100% at the beginning of the game. But it also makes sense because what makes the USA so good is we get the ball back quick and then we go. And we don't just go with our offensive line. All three midfielders are offensively involved.
I feel like the fullbacks are so heavily involved today.
Yeah. Robinson was like breathing hard after every single sprint, but it's because it's our style of play. But it also might be our weakness because in both intense matches against the Wales and Iran, we gave out in the second half with our midfield. We just gave out because they got so tired. So that's going to scare me. If it's against a passing team like the Netherlands, that's where we might get done in. But if we can score early, though, and as people have been saying, if we take our chances that we should be taking, then maybe that'll actually help us have that 2-goal, 3-goal cushion, and then we can tire out and just bunker in. That's where I'm going to get scared for the U.S., though.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Regardless, it's going to be amazing facing off against a Dutch team that is looking to not get embarrassed in the round of 16. The USA can just completely expose them, man.
Yeah.
And it would be great to just see a tightly contested match for me personally. I want to see the USA take it to this European side, man.
I love it.
That would be awesome because so many eyes are going to be on it. It's going to be a Saturday match game day. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it. And for the Netherlands, I think still, we said it before, the only thing they have really going for them is Cody Gakpo. Getting a really good goal today as well. And he's proven himself to be an elite finisher at this tournament. So that's where it's going to get interesting. If the USA give him an inch, Gakpo will take advantage of that, and he will finish. So that's going to get really enticing, and it's going to make it a hell of a match. So the Netherlands have to maximize Gakpo's space and his ability. But other than that, I don't see it for this Netherlands team.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
They're a good team. Maybe they out-tactic the U.S. That's the only way I see them realistically winning this game, unless Gakpo does some crazy things.
Yeah, I could also just see these guys finally finding their form and just stepping up on the biggest stage. Maybe the reason they were so lackadaisical in the group stage is because they kind of knew they didn't have to go 100% in order to win it. And they were able to get away with it in a way. So I can see them just kind of, getting that Netherlands mojo that is so famous in the knockout stages, and just getting back to their ruthlessness on the ball and dominating this U.S. squad as well. So they're not to be underestimated, brother. But it'll be a great match regardless.
Great point, because there's one thing, just to finish this. Gareth Southgate, after the USA game, they asked him, 0-0, are you happy with this? And he's like, actually, yeah, it's a group stage game. We don't need to go for it yet. 0-0 is fine with me. And maybe that is exactly how Van Gaal has approached this Group A, especially knowing that he's going to beat Qatar, even if they're ass. And against Senegal, and he probably underrated Ecuador. Mm-hmm. He probably did. He was probably like, yeah, we can beat Ecuador. And Senegal would be our biggest match. If we beat them, which they did on the first opening day, he was like, we're good to go. So, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe after getting those 3 points in the first game, they're like, okay, we got this in the bag. Let's just see this out. That actually might happen, especially knowing that they're in the knockout stage. And they might also see the USA as like a weak team. They might just come out and just play arrogant European football, and it might work.
Yeah, man.
It might work. Yeah. So, yeah, we can't see the Netherlands as a weak team because we have to be careful. Their history will come into play here. But still, I think the USA have a good chance.
Yeah. Do we have any super chats here? What do we have? I'm seeing so much activity in the comments. I'm loving it. Mauricio Darchui. Good to see you again, brother. Got a bit emotional at the end being Mexican/American. Yeah, no.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, game was very emotional.
Hell yeah.
Drunken Ramblings with Aaron. I love that. I love that name. If we can consistently score, we can make a deep run at this. Yeah.
No, if we finish in those first 20 minutes, we score 2-3 goals, we could go pretty far.
Mauricio Ramirez, U.S. needs to avenge no era penal for us Mexicans facing off against the Netherlands. Hey,
I like that.
That's nice.
CONCACAF revenge.
That, yeah. The hitman, Van Gaal got lucky versus Senegal.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Yeah. Gakpo showed up by rising 5 feet in the air.
Frankie, beautiful world pass. Makes sense. Swap, no, good to see you again. Wow, the way USA are playing, maybe it is soccer.
Yes, sir.
Man, yeah, we're scrolling through. The U.S. is so solid defensively, but they kind of struggle offensively. The U.S. dominated possession the whole of the first half, and they only managed to create a single chance of which they scored. That's true.
That is true.
That's genuinely true. Yeah. The rest were half chances.
Yeah.
The Netherlands is very similar in style. They have a great defensive line and quite disciplined tactically. So I guess the game will be quite tight. I agree.
I think so.
I think that's how it's going to look. But I'm excited for that. I really am.
Someone said that Pulisic said that he had sent a selfie from the hospital and said he'd be there on Saturday.
Okay, we're getting reports from producer Rudd that Pulisic sent a photo from the hospital room saying that he'll be there on Saturday. I wish he sent that photo from a different setting. Bro.
Right, bro. That's what I'm saying, man.
Can't send that photo from the locker room?
Right.
Shit, dude. They need him. They need him really bad.
I know.
Ah, man. All right.
I'm scared.
Man. I'm scared. Question for Soltero. If USA overcomes Netherlands, would you rather have them face Argentina or France at the quarterfinal stage?
100% Argentina, because it might not even be Argentina at the end of the day. They might not even get through the group. We'll find out tomorrow. But, yeah, right now, 100% Argentina.
We're going to transition over to the other game in this group real quick. Just talk about it real surface level, the Wales versus England game. We're not going to go in depth here because, it's tough to watch two games and watch both very intensely.
Yeah.
But England got a 3-0 win against Wales. I guess the England dominance continues over this Welsh team with goals from Marcus Rashford, Phil Foden, who finally got the start, and Marcus Rashford yet again. Yeah. That first Marcus Rashford goal to break the deadlock was beautiful, man. Yeah. Beautiful. A nice just spinning free kick that caught the goalkeeper, Ward. Joe Ward, is that his name?
Ward,
Ward. Off of his position. He tried to bite on it,
yeah.
And Marcus punished him for it. Beautiful finish. Good to see Marcus get that goal. And then after that, Phil Foden at the end of a Harry Kane beautiful ball in. It's 2-0. By then, Wales look defeated. Yeah. And then finally, Marcus Rashford finishes them off, I believe, in the process, making two guys with his shot.
The keeper technically.
Yeah.
They bounce off his heel or something.
Laser finish. It's Danny Ward. That's what it is. Thank you. Danny Ward. And getting a 3-0 win. England tops this group. They proceed. They continue alongside their championship path. And it's like we mentioned, maybe they didn't want to go full throttle on the group stage because regardless, they were able to get first place and now see themselves facing off against a Senegalese team in the knockout stages. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, man, Wales, dude.
Wales, bro.
Wales.
Yeah. Now, I said this before the tournament started. I wish Bale was 3 years younger. That's it. Maybe even 2. I won't even get that greedy. I wish Bale was 2 years younger. And I think Wales would have had a lot more threatening offensive line. Because at the end of the day, Wales just don't have the quality up front to really threaten anybody, especially an elite side like this English team. They also don't have it in the midfield, but a good offensive line would have inspired the midfielders to kind of go at teams or to at least get defensive and be good at ball retrieval. I think it's what made them successful in qualification, and it's why they had good Euro runs in years past. But now that offensive line is just bleak, they're really relying on, defenders at the back with like Ben Davies, Chris Meffam to really have big games. And if they don't, this Welsh team just can't find any inspiration anywhere else on this pitch, man. So for me, it was always tough to see them be successful at this tournament. So yeah, having a really poor performance in all 3 games, I think at the end of the day is expected. It really was, man.
I don't know if, expected, but there's still an inkling of hope. There's still an inkling of hope with the storyline, with the idea that, hey, it's still a European side that managed to get through a tough European qualification cycle, beating teams in the process. There's the idea that perhaps they could find it in them to be a really strong team. I mean, we brought it up. Were they going to be a 2018 Panama? Were they going to be a 2016 Wales at the Euros? What were they going to be? And they end up being this. My question is, if you're Welsh, are you proud with this World Cup performance? Because at the end of the day, the biggest highlight you have is that Gareth Bale penalty against the USA. Yeah. And that is it, man. That's a loss against Iran and a loss against England sends you out of the tournament. If anything, I do believe that the proudest moment and the highlight of this Welsh World Cup campaign had to be what happened in the games against Ukraine and the games against the other opponent that they was Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland. Those moments when they got to play at home in front of their fans.
No,
it wasn't Scotland.
It wasn't Scotland because Scotland lost.
It was Ukraine and what was the other team?
Shit.
What was the other team? Hoping chat comes through for me on this one.
Yeah, it was Wales, Ukraine, and before that,
they faced off against.
Wow, I don't remember.
Let's see. I'm waiting for the chat to come through for me.
I don't remember.
Nah, regardless, we'll move on. Regardless, there are good moments there because they're playing in front of their fans, and it was an amazing. Austria.
That's what it was.
Austria.
Yeah.
That's the World Cup, man. That's the World Cup, and it ends like that. Good for Wales. Projecting them 4 years from now, it'll be interesting to see if they can make a fight to get into 2026 because a lot of the talent that they have now might be gone by then.
They'll be gone. Joe Allen, I think, will be gone. Hell, even Aaron Ramsey, I think, will be gone. Gareth Bale will definitely be gone. So that's 3 of your most talented players in the past gone out of this team. They got to rebuild. They obviously have a lot of young players, though, so there's a good core to use. But I mean, yeah, what made them an X Factor team, I think those players will be gone. So I mean, I don't want to say the future's grim for Wales, but I definitely don't think they will reach the heights that they've reached over the last 5 years.
Yeah,
I think it'll be really tough to repeat that.
Now maybe Bale has like a son. Like 20 years from now, it does the same thing.
Bale Jr.
Bale Jr. Yeah. England, real quick. Let's just talk about them.
Yeah.
They face off against the Senegalese side now that we'll talk in a second.
We'll talk.
Man, impressed like crazy. And their journey towards that World Cup victory starts now in the knockout stages. Yeah. This team is strong. This team is strong.
Really
At the end of the day, not losing a single game, not conceding in the match in which they drew against the USA. Rotating a few players out today, but still showing that, man, with the main core of players that they have, they can get a really good result and win a match. I see this team going far, man. I see this team at least having a really respectable knockout stage performance. I see them getting out of that round of 16. And then after that, who knows, man? Quarterfinals matchups, you never know. Depends who they get matched up with. But I do think if you're English with this win, it's good that they managed to get into the knockout stage coming off of a essential blowout against this Welsh side.
100%, man. This English squad is really, really good. They've shown it throughout in this entire group stage. Even though they only got a 0-0 draw against the U.S., they pretty much handled that game really well, in my opinion. Yes, the USA looked really, really good, especially in that first half, but the USA never looked like they were sweating bad. England. England never looked like they were sweating really, really bad against any team in this group stage. And especially against Iran and especially against Wales, they showed their offensive talent, man.
9 goals.
9 goals. Yeah, 9 goals in 2 games, essentially. 3 if you want to add in that draw. But, this USA squad, I think, can go very, very far. I think the only thing that's going to stop them is just going to be their individual performances out on that pitch, right? Does Declan Rice have a really, really good game? Does Gareth Southgate choose the right midfield midfielders to pair alongside Bellingham and Rice. Today going with Henderson, right? Actually starting Jordan Henderson. And then does he get the front three right? Taking out Saka and Sterling today, using Rashford and Foden. So I think it's just going to be down to the team itself, not necessarily what they have. I think because their potential is lifting the World Cup.
Yep.
It's not going to be down to that. It's going to be down to their mentality, how they approach each game, and does Southgate get his tactics right with squad selection? They do that, England can go all the way. It's not going to be a matter of, can we get lucky or do we approach this? No. Yeah, it's not going to be nothing like that. Not like the USA would approach this. So this English squad is deadly on all fronts, and I'm very interested to see how they approach this knockout stage now. Because now they got to show up, like fully, no more draws. They can't be soft anymore. They just got to go at their opponents and see if they can dominate. Yeah. Very curious to see how they go now.
Speaking of showing up, I want to talk about the Ecuador versus Senegal game, please. Ecuador versus Senegal. Producer Rudd, hit me with that. Yes, sir. Thank you, Producer Rudd. We saw Ecuador come into this match with the advantage, needing only a tie to get through to the round of 16, and Senegal needing the victory. I'm going to sound off on this one first, if you don't mind.
Please.
Man. I mentioned in the deep dives, and this is true. You can go look at the deep dives right now if you'd like. I said that Ecuador is like a troubled youth. And sometimes Ecuador comes home with an A+ on their papers, and you're ecstatic. You're ecstatic. You're so proud of your son. You're like, I knew it. I knew this is what you're capable of. This is what you do. That you're representing us so well. I'm proud of you. But then other days, principal calls you in. Ecuador's been acting up a little bit. Ecuador came to school with a bat. He's looking for some trouble. Yeah. And that's the Ecuador we saw today, man. Mm-hmm. And so my approach genuinely to what I saw at the end of the match is just pure disappointment. Fatherly type of disappointment. Yeah. Where I'm just looking at this team like, how could you? How could you do this to me? I trusted you. Yeah. You were part of my bloodline. Yeah. And you disappointed me like this, man. What we saw from Ecuador today was saddening, man. Saddening, because they played amazing against the Netherlands team, against the Dutch team. Amazing, man. The players were flying through the lines, defending their hearts out, playing really good interchange passing. The offense was dangerous as well. So killer on set pieces. The team had it all. It's the reason that even you shifted a little bit on your take on Ecuador after that match.
That is correct.
They played so well. And then in this game, they looked nervous. They looked hesitant. They looked like they truly didn't know what the game plan was. Are they going to settle here for a tie and just defend for their lives? Or are they going to try to fight for this game and try to fight for that win and challenge for it? They couldn't. I swear, I feel like half the team was on one side and half the team was the other. They weren't on the same page. And, bro, it showed, man. It showed because Senegal had one direct objective, which was just go out there and score. And if you give that to the Senegalese team that even without Mane has so many good attacking weapons, that's dangerous, man. That's dangerous. And they caught Ecuador on an off day, and they took complete advantage, man. So, in a way, I'm glad that Senegal eventually saw the game out and got the victory because they deserved it. They had a better game plan. They were better managed. Aliou Cisse, potentially a top 5 international coach manager right now, winning the AFCON and getting this team out of the group stage without Sadio Mane, the legend. That's very impressive to me, man. And so, Senegal, you have my support now. Congratulations to you guys. But Ecuador, bro. Ecuador, man. I still got to deal. It's my son. I still got to deal with him,
Right.
I got to set him straight. Right. They're hosting the Copa America in 2024. They got to figure things out, man, because they have a genuine chance. This team is good. This team is very, very good with a lot of good young talent. But they got to figure themselves out. That youth experience was really on display today, and they got to come through and figure things out so that in 2024 they can have a good performance, and in 2026 as well at the World Cup can maybe have the performance that I expected them to have at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, beautifully said. Ecuador definitely got nervous, and I think they had the wrong game plan. Alfaro going with making interesting decisions at the beginning of the game, and I questioned him against the Netherlands, but it ended up being a perfect tactical plan. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to trust you on this one, Alfaro. But I think he actually got this one wrong. Trying to start Alan Franco over Poroso. So you take out a center back and you put on a crafty midfielder, which goes against what he's done against both the Netherlands and Qatar in the sense that he's usually gone with aggressive players only, guys who are down for the fight and physical. Franco's not that. He likes to not get touched and just be a type of player. So I thought that was already an interesting move. And then when you talk about other players who really showed up against Qatar in the Netherlands, you're right. They look really, really nervous. I thought Preciado was poor today. Really poor on both ends, defensively and offensively. We did not see him what he had done in this tournament at all today. He was a shadow of himself. Felix Torres and Hincapié.
Oh, Hincapié.
Dude, they look nervous, man. Every time they got on the ball or every time they were one-on-one with the defender, yes, they got it more often than they didn't, but they look scared. They were like, oh, shit, he's coming at me. Oh, thank God I got it. It wasn't like, I got him. It was honestly like, oh, thankful that they were able to defend well at times. And I was like, that's not a good sign, man. And then, obviously, I think Moises Caicedo was really missing his partner, Jackson Mendez. That, I think, ended up being a really crucial point for Ecuador because Caicedo just did not cover as much of the pitch as he usually does. He wasn't as aggressive. He wasn't as, he didn't have that energy to him that he usually does in that midfield. And I think that was another point as why Ecuador played really poor. It was on all fronts, man. From back to front, these Ecuadorian players just did not show up. Plata was bad today. Estrada too, man. And I thought Estrada had a perfect tournament up until now. Just being that supporting cast up there in that front line alongside Valencia and Plata. But today, I don't even know if he touched the ball, man. So every single Ecuador player, I think, let themselves down. So you're absolutely right to be disappointed, upset, sad.
Thank you, brother.
Because this Ecuadorian side simply did not show up.
And it's crazy because despite all that, they still had a chance.
Oh, yeah.
They were down 1-0, and off of a corner kick, they get a goal. They tie the game up. I'm screaming in the living room. I'm like, let's fucking go. Vamos, Ecuador. And a minute later, just lackadaisical defending, lazy defending. Koulibaly finds himself completely wide open in the box that, funny enough, just bounces straight to him. It was the perfect ball. It looks like it came out of a machine. Like the ones that, boom, boom, and then he just knocks it into the corner. Unsavable shot. But also says a lot about Senegal to receive that goal and to be on the front foot from that point on and just get the goal right back, man. Yeah, really impressive. Really, really impressive.
So impressed. And after the first 5 or 10 minutes in this game, the first thought that came to my mind was, what in the hell did Aliou Cisse say to these players? Because every single player for Senegal was so focused. They had one objective, and you already said it, and that was to fuck Ecuador. And I mean, go at them hard, man. Every single 50-50 won by Senegal. Every big chance one-on-one, the Senegalese player usually got past that Ecuadorian defender. Dude, Ecuador started off so hot. Idrissa Gana Gueye in the second minute of this game, golden chance, flashes it wide. I'm like, dude, you have to finish that. Luckily, it didn't end up mattering. But even before they got their first goal, man, even before that, Senegal had another big chance. I think it was Boulaye Dia. Boulaye Dia gets through. Perfect penetration on the right from Ndiaye. Perfect penetration on the right. Yeah. Good through ball. But Boulaye Dia flashes it wide too. So Senegal at that point could have already been up 2-0 within the first 20 minutes. But luckily, they do get that first goal. And honestly, even though Ecuador did come back, I thought Senegal were going to win this one all day. All day. Because Ecuador were so unconvincing. And their equalizer was actually completely against the run of play. So even though Ecuador did have a chance, when it was 1-1, I was like, Senegal are winning this. Like, there was not a doubt in my mind because, again, that entire Senegalese offense was so clocked in today. And it's ultimately why I had them going above Ecuador. Because at the end of the day, man, this is kind of what I've been predicting all along in this tournament. I think it's tougher for CONMEBOL sides to consistently play at a high level than it is for these European-based sides. And I think that really showed today, man. Because for me, it was night and day on who the better team was. And that's why I'm really, really proud and happy that Senegal are going through. Because at the end of the day, they are a top 16 team, and Ecuador are not.
Yeah, it's tough to swallow that pill, though.
It is.
That's tough, man. Let me look at the chat. I'm aware of what you guys are talking about with some sus activity. It sounded weird, but we move on. You're getting blamed a lot for jinxing Ecuador for your switch.
Oh, good. No, good, because at the end of the day,
man.
No, good, because at the end of the day, I predicted that Senegal would get out of this group, and I got it right.
Yeah, man. So Chris Soltero jinxed us. Can you tell Soltero to support Switzerland against Serbia? That he actually does.
Ecuador I actually choked. Do, though.
Ecuador choked. I do agree. I think Ecuador choked, man. They should have gone into this game as aggressive as they went into the Netherlands match. Super chat here from Ordok. Senegal shall bulldoze England off from the tournament.
That's going to be actually, I think, a really, really good game. I think England, even though they finished top of the group, actually have the harder matchup in the round of 16.
Yeah. Because
Senegal are really good second place squad.
Ecuador played to get a draw, not a win. And when you do that, you always lose. I actually really agree with that.
Yep.
Really agree with that. We saw it from both teams today.
We saw it from both teams.
Both teams today, Iran and Senegal. And also sending the Reynoso emoji. If you become a member, you get access to our emoji pack, man.
Hell yeah.
You can send some Soltero emojis in the chat if you like. Yeah, man. Just crazy that Senegal is doing all this without their best player of all time, their legend, Sadio Mane. I think that's something worth pointing out because, man, that's just, if they had that attacking prowess as well, it would be the cherry on top of an already really impressive Senegalese team. Regardless, they're still so stout defensively. I thought Youssouf Sabaly, I thought he was awesome today, man. Yeah. Awesome. Constantly just fighting out on those wings, being a problem to the defenders. And part of the reason that I think Preciado had a bad game.
Oh,
yeah. Challenging him a lot, man.
Oh, dude, yeah.
A lot.
100%.
Senegal got a superstar. First match I cried at. Honestly, this would be a good contender for the first match to cry at. I'm going to have a crying count for the World Cup. This one was an emotional one for me, man, especially when you saw the Ecuadorian players fall to the ground at the end of the day. The reason it hurt is because it wasn't like they lost off of like a bad call or like, something tragic. They lost, and I feel like they knew that they fucked up. Yeah. They knew that they disappointed. They knew that they didn't show up and that they had the ability to get the result here if they had prepared better, if they had a better mentality going into it. And so seeing those players like really ball up at the end, I was like, man, it hurts to see, but at the same time, you guys knew, man. You guys knew. Alfaro got it wrong, man.
Alfaro got it really, really wrong. And that's why I didn't cry at the end of this match because the Ecuador that I wanted to show up did not. So I was like, all right, you deserve this loss. Senegal deserved this win. And this is down to Ecuador losing this game. And obviously Senegal really showing up and just going for it. So, yeah. And, to just give a little bit more praise about Senegal, because I do think this team can do something in the round of 16. It's going to be very difficult. But Senegal at their best, man, are near impenetrable at the back. Dude, Ismaila Jacobs and Kalidou Koulibaly were so strong today, man. So strong. Every time Valencia, Plata, or Estrada got on the ball, even near that Senegalese box, they were met with true aggression and physicality by that Senegalese backline. And those two center backs really drove that aggression for Senegal, man. Dude, Ecuador could not get anything going in open play. They couldn't get anything going. Their sole goal was off a set piece. So they completely dominated defensively. Their midfield just equate that aggression. Very, very strong, very stout. But they also have good handles as well with, Pate Cis or Idrissa Gana Gueye. And then up front, man, Ismaila Sarr was awesome today.
He's been stepping up this tournament.
Dude, he was awesome today. Oh. And if he keeps playing like that, I think Senegal will have a really, really good chance and will always be threatening against any sort of defense. So hopefully the thing is, though, Senegal are going to need Boulaye Dia to step up, man. Because if he keeps fluffing his big chances, man, Senegal will fall. It's not going to be up to the defense to save Senegal. It's going to be up to how clinical can their front line be.
Yeah, I agree. Scroll up for me. I saw some great comments. Keep going. I saw one that I really related to. Go down a little bit. Down. Keep going. A game where you're happy to see one team win, but sad to see one team lose. That's exactly how I feel, man. Because that Senegalese fan base is awesome. Awesome, man. Awesome. And another night, I'm here listening. I'm becoming addicted. You got to do something. For a Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. It would be insane. I would watch it every night. Damn, dude. That's some good praise. Appreciate that, man.
Really appreciate that, bro.
But, yeah. Soltero said, I love how Soltero is strictly looking football technique, tactics, results, statistics. And then you have Ed going by heart and emotion. Literally, I think that's the balance that we've had throughout our lives is that I'm a little bit more based on emotion, based off of feeling, based off of what I'm seeing, like heart, how these players are playing, passion. But then you're strictly about textbook. Analysis, numbers.
Yes.
We need to get one for the Champions League. Senegal is lacking a striker. They have no number 9 that knows how to score. Dude, I agree. Dia had that one-on-one where the perfect ball through came in for him in the first half.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Scuffed it, man. That was bad.
It, dude.
Mendes being suspended was the biggest factor to Ecuador losing. Honestly. Yeah. All right. So that's that matchup. They will be facing off against England in the round of 16. And the other match that happened in this group, to just quickly highlight what happened, was Qatar against the Netherlands. The host nation facing off against this Dutch side, which we already talked about. Goals from Cody Gakpo and Frankie de Jong gets a 2-0 victory for the Netherlands. Qatar goes out, man. They go out without a victory in this tournament and
without a point. I think they go down clearly as the worst host in any FIFA World Cup. Yeah,
I think so.
Thankfully, they got at least a goal, man. Because without that, no one would ever be as bad as them. But now there's room. There's now room for a host to be worse than Qatar. Right. So thankfully, they got that singular goal by Muntari. But yeah, not a single point to show for Qatar at this World Cup.
Kind of nice that they managed to get it against a big nation like the Netherlands. You know?
That they were. It was against Senegal.
Senegal.
Yeah.
Senegal.
But still, though, hey.
Yeah. Still, it's a goal. A goal's a goal.
A goal's a goal.
God damn. But yeah, I guess it sucks. I actually don't like seeing a host nation struggle at a World Cup. Yeah. I'm so used to seeing World Cups where the host nation is at least a bit of a factor.
Yeah.
To have them just be a completely pushover, it sucks to see, man. It really does. But at the end of the day, they just need to keep improving their football. Do we see them making 2026, dude?
I think they're going to try. And honestly, when you look at the mid-tier teams in Asia, the quality really isn't there. I would say Qatar, at the very least, is in the upper mid-tier, flirting with the first tier of Asian quality, right? So they're right there. I think it'll be tough for them to qualify. Oh, well, actually, it's expanded.
Yeah.
Oh, so actually, we might see Qatar. Yeah, no, we actually might. It just, if Asia, I don't know how many slots they're adding, but if Asia add like 4 extra slots, Qatar will be right there vying for like that last spot at the very least. So I think Qatar will have a good chance. And I just think about Qatar as a team and what they've achieved over the last 4 years, and looking at what Felix Sanchez has done for this team too. I actually think they're a little disappointed with themselves. And I know it would have been really hard for them to even get close to second place, but I think deep down, especially Sanchez, the coach himself, was like, shit, I thought we were going to do better. I really do think so, man. The way that they had played, the way that they had prepped for this, going to Copa America, not doing that bad, actually, doing pretty well in the Gold Cup, winning the 2019 Asian Cup. I think they did everything right to prepare for a solid performance here this tournament. And the way that they played, man, was not how they prepped. And I think that's actually pretty frustrating for me watching them, and I think especially for the players and the coach, bro.
I like this comment from Mauricio. Qatar being so focused for the last 3 months just for this tournament became a negative. They were burned out before it even began.
Yeah.
That could really, truly be a factor. I had Qatar versus Mexico in the World Cup final. My bracket is now ruined. First host nation to go. First host nation to go pointless in World Cup history.
Yeah.
Even an MLS team can beat Qatar. I mean, yeah.
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 Yeah. But what were you saying before that? I don't know. Qatar, but Qatar just in. Oh no, that comment. I actually agree, man. They were so nervous against Ecuador. They actually played, decently against Senegal and the Netherlands from a technical perspective, but they did not show up at all against Ecuador. And I think it's because they had prepped too much. They had practiced so long for 3 straight months together, and they're like, shit, the day's actually here where we play Ecuador. Well, shit, I'm not like, are we ready? We should be. And I think that actually backfired. I agree. Yeah. I agree.
All right, let's do match ratings, folks. Match ratings for all 4 games today. Yeah, I love that. Perfect. Let's talk about the first game in today's schedule. The 2 games that happen at the same time. We'll do Senegal-Ecuador. I would put this at a 7.5. It still wasn't as back and forth as I'd like, because Senegal was really the only one imposing themselves, and Ecuador was just trying to survive that pressure. They do end up getting the tying goal, but then immediately Senegal gets the second goal, and then from there, Ecuador really didn't even have a chance, man. Like, they didn't generate an opportunity. So I agree with you guys. 7, yeah. 7.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
7 to 7.5. Yeah, we'll go 7 for this one. And then the other game, Netherlands-Qatar. I mean, did any of you guys actually watch that intensely? I would give that like a 6.5. I mean, we already knew the result before the game even started.
True.
Yeah, we'll go like 6.5. Let me just see real quick what the chat says about Netherlands versus Qatar. Maybe we get an idea what they think. Yeah, 5s, 5, 5, 5. Nothing but 5s. Average of 5. Perfect. Following that, we had Iran versus the USA. This is, in my opinion, the match of the day.
Yeah, by far too. I'd give this one 8.3, 8.2, something like that. There's only one goal in it, so that's why I'm not going to give it like an 8.7 or something like that. So, yeah.
I like the grit of the match.
I did
the
too.
Grit of the match.
I really liked it.
I like the fans in attendance, both the Iran and USA fans. They were very loud and prominent throughout the whole match. 7.5, 8.5, 8.45, 8. Remember, we like decimal points, folks. We like decimal points. 8, 7.7, 7.8. Yeah, I'll give this a strong 7 or an 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So match of the day was that one. The other one was Wales versus England. Hey, there were 3 goals in this match, and we saw just English class on display. Mm-hmm. I'll give it a 7.
Sure.
7 for entertainment purposes. I'll give it a 7. We'll see what people are saying. 5, 1, 6, 8, 6.5, 3. Cristiano Ronaldo 7, 6, 6, 8. Okay. Yeah, pretty much tie with the Netherlands-Qatar match then. All right. Iran versus USA wins match of the day here on the Give and Go match ratings. And we move forward to tomorrow, man. Our match previews for tomorrow. There are going to be some fun games once again, man. I'm loving this schedule. I'm finally sleeping well. Finally, bro. Getting some good sleep. Now that I get to sleep in a little bit more. And it starts off with the game the game of Group D being Australia versus Denmark. Australia coming into this game now actually having an actual chance to surprise the Danish. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just need to take a break real quick. Yeah, producer Rudd's making the poll.
I have Denmark winning this, and it's going to be similar to the USA-Iran game, where I think Australia are going to make it very hard. Australia know what they have to do. They're going to try and defend as much as they can, and in moments will go forward. They have decent quality going for it. They don't have a lot, but they have decent quality, enough to score. They scored against Tunisia. But I think the overall class of Denmark will see this one through, Denmark winning.
I would like to see Denmark win this, especially I think they have the quality to be able to just to win the match. I'm not going to say dominate Australia.
I don't think they will.
Australia has a golden opportunity here, man, to get a point against Denmark. That's a really great situation to be in, man. This could have been France, but instead they're able to go into this match thinking, if we can just fight for our lives and just come across some worldly talent for a second, man. Maybe David Duke has another crazy header. Yeah. Then I would love to see that, man. Yeah. I would love to see that, but all in all, I'm going to go with Denmark on this one. I think Denmark knows the stakes of this game, and they're going to get the result.
Agreed.
And then the other game that will be happening at the same time is Tunisia against France. Oh, yeah. Poll results. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place today. Who wins Australia versus Denmark? 106 votes. 74% say Denmark. 18% say Australia. 8% say draw. Yeah, I agree completely, chat. I agree completely. Super chat from my boy, Dart Chewy. Soltero the Octopus, please. Some hope for Mexico tomorrow. A puncher's chance, if anything. I still have hope. Orbelin Pineda got the nod for center attacking mid tomorrow per leagues. Well, we'll talk about that game because that is going to be the match of Group C tomorrow with Saudi Arabia facing off a Mexican side that needs any sort of points here, needs 3 points to get even a puncher's chance at qualifying. Goal differential will come into play here, and the result of the Poland-Argentina match will come into play as well. Obviously, you guys know my stance on Mexico, man. You guys know how I feel about this team. I always think we can win when it comes to this squad. I can't remove my bias. And I would just, if anything, I just want to see a slightly different team mentally. I would love to see this team just try. I don't care about winning anymore. Go out with a performance that I can be proud of, man. Something that I can really just be proud of, because we're facing off against a Saudi Arabian side that just lost 2-0 to Poland. They'll be a little desperate in this game, knowing that they have to get points to win it. Yeah. So let's take advantage of that, man. Let's go out there and show a really good performance. I don't know. I actually kind of see this one ending in a draw. Yeah, I think I see this one ending in a draw. In order for Mexico to go through, they'll need to get probably a 2-goal lead at some point and hope that Argentina trashes Poland as well. It'll then get tricky there. It'll be interesting to see just what the numbers look like. But in general, Mexico has to take it to Saudi Arabia, get goals quick, and then hope for a good result in Poland, Argentina to have a chance to qualify.
I think Saudi Arabia are going to start off the game hot, kind of like Senegal did today against Ecuador. If they don't score, though, which they might not because they don't have the best finishers, if they don't score by like the 30th minute, I could see Mexico taking advantage of Saudi Arabia's desperation and just staying focused, going on a counter, getting a goal. I think that's realistically the only way Mexico's getting a goal. But again, if they just defend for those first 30 minutes, get Saudi really desperate, Mexico actually might have a good chance to win this game. I really do think so. I'm going for Saudi Arabia, though. All the way. 100%. There's not an ounce in me that's going to go for Mexico tomorrow. Apologies. But I'm 100% going all the way for this AFC team. Hervé Renard masterclass, hopefully, is what I'm going to be praying for. And hopefully we just get a little bit more Saudi Arabia magic at this World Cup because I think I need that. I really do think so. So, yeah, I'm going Saudi Arabia against the dub here.
Saudi Arabia has a golden opportunity to make the round of 16, man.
That'd be crazy.
Saudi Arabia, man.
In the modern game.
In the modern game. In a group with Poland, Mexico, and Argentina, they have a chance to make it out of the group. That's incredible, man.
Made up of players who all only play in their domestic league. Yeah. I don't know if that will happen, and I don't know if it'll ever will happen again if it does.
Thing is, if they don't get the result against Mexico, then that means they didn't deserve to make it out.
Agreed.
Mexico, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You got to take advantage of the weakest team in this group.
Yep.
The thing I could see them struggling with, though, is that Mexico's defense is good. Poland couldn't get a single chance on them outside of a penalty, and it took a messy worldie to break the defense 60 minutes into the match.
Yeah.
Does Saudi Arabia have the quality to break a Mexican defense if they play up to the level of the past 2 games?
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, big question.
But Mexico's offensive abilities is what I have the biggest question of, and knowing that we need multiple goals here to get the result, I'm very doubtful, but I'll obviously be rooting for my Mexican team to get the result no matter what. I'm going to be clinging on to that chance until it's gone completely.
Yeah.
Until it's set in stone that they're out, I'll root for them till I'm dead, bro.
Yeah.
Till I'm gone. Till I leave this earth, man. Till I leave this earth. But on their history, Mexico versus Saudi Arabia history: 2-0 Mexico 1995, 2-1 Mexico 96, 5-0 Mexico 97, draw in 1998. 5-1 Mexico 1999. Looking good from Mexico. So it's been, over 20 years since we played them?
Man, we haven't played them since the last century.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This team's way different now. Yeah, this team is way different. They developed way more. Way more. Let me read some of these comments then because I see a lot of action here. Mexico needs to win 3-0 if they want to make it. Maybe Mexico and Poland will be tied in points and goal difference. Then it's decided by yellow cards.
Whoa, yeah.
There will be a winner. Mexico versus Saudi Arabia will end in a draw. Mexico win 3-1. Saudi for the win. I just want Mexico to be at least okay, but I see a draw as well. That's how I think. I agree. The poll says 43% Saudi Arabia, 36% Mexico, 21% draw. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. All right, perfect. Saudi Arabia looking like the favorite going into this match, man. Awesome. If anything, I just hope one Mexico player shines. Same, man.
Dang,
Same.
that'd be dope.
Same.
That'd be dope to see.
And then on the other side, a really good, well-contested match awaits us because it still has a lot of weight, too. This will probably be the first match of this round or this will be the first group of this round where both games actually have, weight to them.
Yes,
Because so far, the games today, those other games didn't have any impact.
No.
But this one will have weight to it. Poland facing off against Argentina. Poland on 4 points right now, topping the group. Argentina with 3. Goal differential will come into play. The result of this match will come into play. So many things will be at hand in this matchup. And I'm just interested to see, first off, what Argentine side are we going to see, man? Is it going to be the same one that we've been seeing throughout this tournament? Because I truly do think they'll struggle against Poland, man.
I think so.
They'll struggle if it's the same team. Or are we going to see the Argentina from the unbeaten curse, from the unbeaten streak, finally show out at the World Cup and just, go off, man. Just go off. Magic from everybody offensively. Really good defense. That Argentine flair on display. Are we going to finally see that? And on the other hand, is Poland, Poland's top of this group right now, man.
Yeah.
Are they going to step up and go for that, what do I want to call it? The slicing of the throat of a giant,
Yeah.
They did want
Go for
to
the
go
kill.
for the kill here and really just, upset this Argentine squad
My
and
God.
ruin their World Cup hopes with Saudi Arabia getting a victory against Mexico, Poland drawing or beating Argentina. Suddenly things get very, very interesting.
What's crazy is that Argentina low-key kind of want Mexico to beat Saudi Arabia like 1 goal. If Mexico win 1-0, Argentina could probably go through, maybe even if they just lose by 1 goal too. I think that's how the goal difference might be set up. I'll have to look at it again. But that is pretty crazy, man, that even if Argentina don't have a good performance, if Mexico show up, Argentina might still go through. That's where it gets interesting. That's why I'm hoping Saudi Arabia gets the job done, because then it'll be down to Argentina and Argentina alone to earn a spot out of this group. I don't know what to expect. Is Messi going to like talk to every single player before this match and be like, please, for me, please, I need you to show up? Or are the players just going to get in their heads and be like, okay, we struggled against Saudi Arabia. We struggled a little bit against Mexico. Are we scared of Poland? I don't know what Argentine squad we're going to see, man. I think we're going to see one that's really aggressive. Dude, they have to win. If they just want to, if they want to not leave it down to any sort of chance, just beat Poland. So I think they'll go out aggressive. I don't think they'll make the mistake Ecuador made, for example, today. I think they will go out and just try to trash Poland as hard as they can. Whether it actually works or not, I don't know, because I think that's what they tried to do against Saudi Arabia, and they lost. So I don't even know if it'll work, even if they do try it. The only thing that gets me, man, is Messi. It's Messi, man. And he's in really good form just personally. Does he lose big games like this? Like this one? I don't know, man. Like, a part of me wants to say that just Messi will do something, or he will rally his troops around him to do something for him. Poland aren't the best team. They're nowhere near the best team in this tournament. So they can be taken advantage of, but bro, Poland could do something crazy here. And I think they actually have a team to do it. Like Mexico, I think Poland have a really good defense. I think they're very stout, and they can go forward too with players like Matty Cash, for example. And then, of course, up top you have one of the best number 9s in the game, Robert Lewandowski. Anything's possible, I think, in this game. We simulated this group yesterday. Poland won Argentina 3-1 in FIFA 23.
We did do this. We did do this. Yeah, Poland won.
Poland won, and Argentina did not get out of the group. I don't know if that's fate. I don't know if that's a sign. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I think anything can happen here. I think I'm going for Poland, man. I'm going for Poland.
Yeah, because you have the Argentina agenda with you.
The Argentina agenda. I'm going for Poland, but I also think it's possible.
I think the last 20 minutes of that Mexico match was crucial to Argentina. After the Messi goal, I think a big issue with Argentina in this World Cup is their mental state. They were doubting themselves after that Saudi Arabia match big time, which is why we saw on the pitch for 60 minutes with them really struggling to create chances against Mexico. But then they scored that goal, and obviously Mexico was broken apart, but still, to see Enzo Fernandez score that worldie of a ball, and then suddenly, we were watching with DFO, with Augustine,
Man.
The way they were playing, once they finally got that mojo back, he was saying, this is the Argentina of the past. This is the Argentina that I know them to be. I think that's actually very crucial for how they'll feel going into this match, because now they know, like, we got it in us, boys.
Yeah.
We got it in us, and we finally were able to prove that on the biggest stage. So let's just keep that continuation going. Let's continue showing that out. And Poland is set up to be the team that they face off against. If Saudi Arabia was able to generate a good amount of opportunities against this Polish defense, unfortunately not resulting in goals, but still being able to generate those dangerous opportunities, I think Argentina will be able to do the same. Yeah. And I don't think Argentina will be as forgiving as Saudi Arabia was in their match. So I see Argentina getting a result here, whether it's a tie or a victory. I'm not fully sure. I'll go victory. Okay. I'll go victory for Argentina, getting the dub here and just kind of pulling out the result that they absolutely need. It's what they did in 2018 as well when they were on the ropes against Nigeria. But then once again, Lionel Messi stepped up, got the goal, Marcos Rojo as well, and then they went through to the knockout stage. Like, this is just what Argentina does. Yeah. Sometimes they make it really exciting and dramatic in the group stage, but they make it out, man. It's Argentina.
I love that analysis. I think Argentina will win. For me, it's Messi. I think it's the Messi factor. But just to be clear, I will be rooting for Poland.
Yeah. Let me look at the poll here before I look at the comments. Poll says Argentina 66%, Poland 24%, draw 10%. Yeah, I genuinely agree with that. Argentina will win against Poland, but Messi is a joke. He always chokes in decisive moments. Just look at that final against Germany. He's not near the level of Maradona, much less Pelé. Right, get your shit off, man. Get your shit off. I mean, yeah. Mauricio Ramirez, $2. It felt good to not have to wake up at 2 in the goddamn morning.
Yeah, man. Yeah, same. Likewise.
Darth Chewy, thoughts on Argentina losing? I think we discussed the possibility. If they lose, man, it's turmoil. South American turmoil. Ecuador out, Argentina out, with just Brazil and Uruguay left. Uruguay, we've seen how they played. If anything, it'd just be Brazil left, representing the Confederation, having the weight of a continent on their shoulders. Yeah, if Argentina lost, it'd be a massive, massive disaster for the Confederation and for that country itself.
Yeah, globally, I would put this as one of the biggest upsets ever in a World Cup, just given how hyped Argentina was going into the tournament, their 36-game unbeaten run going into the tournament, having arguably one of the best players on the planet going into the tournament, and then just to boot, FIFA rankings, they're a top 3 side. And then one more, there was a study done from like Oxford or whatever,
okay,
and they gave Argentina the second best chance of lifting the trophy based off of math. So mathematics said Argentina had the second best chance of lifting the trophy.
I saw that. Who did they have winning it?
Brazil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So everything says that Argentina will at least get to the final. Everything. So for them to get out of the group stage would be ridiculous.
Ridiculous, man. It'd actually make me really sad if that's how Messi's story at the World Cup ends.
God.
That'd be depressing, man.
I wouldn't want that, but I also do. Shit.
If they lose, it will be a civil war in Argentina. Yeah, man. Yeah, it'd get ugly. You're right. You guys are right. You forgot the Tunisia versus France match.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you're right.
We did.
Completely right. We'll get to that. Hi, fellas. Dutchman here, and so glad I found your amazing show. Love all the insights and often agree. USA is a very dangerous opponent for an underwhelming Orange. Is that how you say it? Orange? Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for the love, brother.
Thank you, man. And good luck to you. Good luck to us. We're going to have a hell of a round of 16, bro.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ludgero Felipe says, it's Argentina. This World Cup has shown us that no one wins because of a name. Oof. You're right, man. You're right. You are absolutely right. The World Cup of upsets, will it continue giving? It might do that tomorrow. The last matchup that we need to talk about, we did skip a little bit all over the groups here. Sorry about that. But it's Tunisia versus France.
Yes.
Tunisia versus France. Who wins this matchup? I have France winning this matchup because we've talked about who are the favorites right now based off of performances. Who has shown that they are willing to step up and kind of prove to the world that they are going to be the World Cup champions. For me, it's 2 teams, Brazil and France so far, man.
Yeah.
France has been so electric. We talked about how in that Denmark game, you just always felt that those goals were going to come for them one way or another, and they managed to do it despite tying at one point. I think this French squad is just going to continue that momentum, can continue displaying that statement that they're trying to make, and they're going to get a victory against Tunisia, who, is looking to have something proud to go off of in this tournament. A really good performance would be great for this Tunisian squad that has really good talent, has really good players, but just hasn't been able to tap into that magic that we thought they might have had.
Yeah, their last game against Australia, even if you take away the goal, don't even analyze that. The way that Tunisia played, I thought was poor. The energy that they showed in the first game against Denmark simply was not there against Australia from a defensive line and midfield perspective. And that really concerned me to the point where I'm just like, if they can't play well against Australia from a ball retrieval standpoint or just even from an aggression standpoint, there's no way that they can go toe-to-toe with France. So this is France's all day long, 100% France gets the dub.
Tunisia 5-0, says Ordoc. The Oxford study said that no African teams would make it out of the group stage, says the Hitman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so numbers lie a little bit sometimes. A Morocco miracle? Saudi miracle? Can Tunisia do it? That's true. That's true, man. That's true. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm 100% sure that France wins this game because I'm not, man. I'm not, man. I'm not going to let them clip me like that, bro, because they'll clip me if I say that, man. I think Tunisia could have a really good game here, but I do see France just getting the win at the end of the day. The poll thinks the same thing. France, 80%.
Good.
80%. Tunisia, 15%. Draw, 5%. Awesome. Let me read some chats here because, man, we got some good activity. All right. Right there. That's good. I can look through there. Uruguay are already on their way back to those homemade mates.
Yeah, man. Uruguay. We'll get to them eventually.
Yeah. I guess Belgium and Uruguay are the potential upsets, but overall, the biggest favorites will all go through, in spite of the big slips of Argentina and Germany in the beginning. Okay, true.
Yeah.
Argentina and Germany still have a chance to make it through. It's just 16 minutes after midnight. I think I'll go to sleep. Cheers, guys. Good luck, Australia. I hope you win because after we beat Argentina, it would be best for us and good for you at the end. Damn. Awesome. Mbappe will score a hat trick. France are looking like one of the favorites to win the World Cup, and to top it, they might be getting the Ballon d'Or winner Karim Benzema back in the squad. I wonder if that's true. Let's hear some questions here, folks. We'll do questions for 5 minutes before we go off and prepare for tomorrow. Really exciting games tomorrow. I'm hyped, bro. Hyped for tomorrow's games.
So hyped.
And let's see. Can Cody Gakpo win top goal scorer or golden ball? I do think so.
Yeah.
I do think
he's
so.
on that trajectory for sure.
Yeah, he's in one of the best forms right now in this tournament. And I said in one of the other streams, I was like, how else is Netherlands going to score without an informed Cody Gakpo? Truly, I don't know how they would get their goals, man, because this guy is shielding such a big responsibility, and he's showcasing it, man. Yeah. I'm interested to see what move he makes after this World Cup, if he'll go to like the Prem or La Liga.
True.
Question for Soltero. Can you come up with a chant/song for the U.S. soccer team? Because I get so hyped when I hear Cielito Lindo or La Argentina Nací. En Argentina Nací.
Reynoso is the guy for chants, man. I remember we were at an FC Dallas game one time, and like on the spot, you came up with like a chant for Mauro Diaz.
Oh, the Mauro Diaz one was good.
That was a good chant. Back when Diaz was starring for Dallas at the time, that was a good time.
let me formulate it, and I'll be back with it next episode. I won't disappoint you. Best goalkeeper so far in the tournament. I feel like there's a clear answer because I feel like I've noticed it. Definitely not Courtois. Best goalkeeper, not Navas. 7. Pickford. Nah. Matt Turner.
Maybe he's had some big saves. If Switzerland didn't concede maybe against Brazil, I would 100% say Jan Sommer.
Szczęsny.
That's the one. That's a good one.
I think that's
a good one. Yeah.
That's the guy. How can you watch 2 games in the same time? So actually in the living room, you'll see it on our Instagram story if you want. In our living room, we have 2 TVs. It literally feels like a sports bar. We have 2 TVs pinned up against the wall, and we have both streams going at the same time. So that's how we watch both games. Is tomorrow's game against Poland essentially Messi's biggest international game? Gonna have a Lewandowski looking at his scam by Messi too. But this cup has been Messi's name on that cup, baby. It's a big game. Biggest one has to be the final, though, that he had in 2014. I don't think it gets bigger than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Biggest one, definitely any World Cup final. But for me, this is the second biggest game because
he
knows this is his last World Cup. Yeah. And he loses this, he's done.
Yeah.
So, this, for sure, one of the biggest games of his career.
Hey, Andrew Tate, Top G is in the chat. Pleasure to have you, man. I hate when Mbappe scores. Juventus, can we say? How do you guys think Lionel Scaloni should or will approach tomorrow's game? Aggressive. Be aggressive.
Super aggressive.
Be aggressive. If he's anything but that, man, I'm on Scaloni's head if he does anything but that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about. Okay. Why Europe has more teams than others. That's just how it's always been in qualification. I just want to know how players from the same club feel when they play against each other at the World Cup. I do wonder that.
Yeah, like it became really apparent to me this year when Uruguay faced Portugal and Chema Jimenez just kept hitting João Felix in the back. Like every time Felix got the ball, Jimenez would just boom, coming with like an elbow or a little knee just to make Felix really feel it. And I was like, shit, man, those are teammates at club level. But yeah, I mean, when you put on the jersey for your country, all that goes aside, and it's death. It's death it's death to your opponent. So I love it, but I do wonder what it does mentally to like. I wonder if Felix is gonna be like, shit, man, I can't trust Jimenez no more. Like, I wonder if that comes into play at all.
Do you think all the upsets are because the other confederations are getting better and closing the gap? Okay, I do think there's an element of that. I do think other federations are just getting better. Asia, I think, has just improved drastically from what they used to be in the 2000s. The 2010s and 2020s have been a much better era for the Asian teams. But the other ones, I mean, CONMEBOL has disappointed. CONCACAF has disappointed. Africa, I think, has shown that they really are here to they've arrived to the tournament in a sense.
If you say Senegal and Morocco and maybe Ghana, that'd be 3 out of 5. That'd be pretty good.
Closing the gap. I just don't know if I can say closing the gap, but I can say that they've improved.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say closing the gap. I agree. And I do at the end of the tournament. We kind of want to do an analysis on like federation, just like the overall playing on how each federation did at this World Cup. I think it'll be more apparent once we see all the teams that get through the knockout stage and how they do in the knockout stage. Yeah. So I would love to do just a World Cup review essentially.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Last question. What's your best 11? Damn, this will make a whole lineup. Mbappe has 1 less World Cup goal than Messi and Ronaldo and 3 fewer World Cups played. Dude, is that true?
It's got to be, man. Mbappe is a machine.
Holy shit.
He's a machine, man. I believe it.
Holy shit, dude. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. All right, we'll end it right there, man. Thank you guys for watching the stream. Why are you so handsome? That's the type of question I like to receive. Or maybe he was asking Soltero.
No.
Thank you, guys. Hey, thanks for checking in. We'll be back to you soon. And have fun tomorrow. We got some big matches. And I can't wait to start this stream with a Mexico qualifying to the round of 16 vibe, bro.
Imagine, dude.
Imagine. Imaginemos cosas chingonas, bro. Let's go. See you guys later.